dear listeners. I, Dr. Prachi D, am back with the wonderful storytelling series that we are continuing on your favorite show, Kaleidoscope. Earlier in the Resilient Heart storytelling series, where lessons of bravery and new experiences allowed you to tackle the afresh, the anew, today's stories speak of cuddling the existing, acknowledging what's already around you, but yet is ignored. Can you guess what? Time? No. Work? No. Environment? Quite close. So today we speak of growth and gratitude, and inwardly growth and gratitude to oneself. Introducing the first story for today's Resilient Hearts episode, I would say there are friends, then there's family, and then there are friends that become family. Sharing a similar idea, we have Miss Heer Rathod, an undergraduate student of journalism and mass communication at Vishwakarma University, presenting her story titled Count Smiles, Not Things.
Naira always felt like she didn't belong in a school. She was bright, curious, and full of kindness. But in a classroom where children compared lunch boxes, gadgets, and expensive school supplies, Naira's simple life felt invisible. Her worn-out shoes and simple bag made her stand out in ways she didn't want. While her classmates flaunted new things, Naira quietly folded her arms on her desk and stared outside, pretending not to notice. Her mother is a strong and hard-working woman. She did everything she could to give her daughter a good life. She worked multiple jobs, came home late, and still found time to pack Naira's lunch and iron her uniform. But luxuries were never something she could afford. Naira loved her mother, but she couldn't help and always felt the pinch of comparison every time she saw what other children had. She often wished for things instead of moments. She did not realize that her life was full of the kind of love which money could never buy. Lunchtime was the hardest. While other students laughed and shared snacks in the school corridors, Naira would sit alone in her classroom, pretending to revise or draw. Her silence wasn't from shyness, but from feeling like she didn't fit anywhere. But everything began to change the year Athya joined their class. Athya was quiet too, but there was something different about her. She smiled easily, greeted everyone gently. Her aura was filled with positivity. She didn't bring fancy stationery or expensive food. Her tiffin box was a plain steel container filled with simple homemade meals packed with care and love by her grandmother. Athya had recently lost both her parents in a tragic accident, and she now lived with her grandparents. But she never compared herself with others. She always said, "I don't measure happiness by possessions." All she had in heart for everything was only gratitude. While others compared chocolates and cookies, Adhya happily spoke about the parathas her grandmother made and the way her grandfather carved small wooden toys for her. She never once showed jealousy or felt the need to compare her things with others. She didn't care about what others had. She valued what she had, and this made her different from others. At first, Naira watched her from afar, wondering how someone who had lost so much could still be always happy and cheerful. One afternoon, they both ended up under the same tree during recess. No one started the conversation initially, but when Athya noticed Naira's plain lunch, she smiled and said, "That looks nice. My grandmother says simple food tastes the best and is very healthy." It was such a small thing, but it was the first time in years someone had spoken to Naira with such warmth. It was the first time when someone didn't show off or laughed at her for a simple homemade meal. Slowly, their silent lunches turned into shared stories. They began sitting together more often, helping each other with homework and walking home from school when possible. Athya never judged. She never asked Naira why she had fewer things. She simply treated her like she mattered. Through Adhya, Naira began to see life differently. She noticed how Adhya found joy in small things, like a wooden cute toy her grandfather made or seeing sudden rainbows. Naira had spent so long focusing on what she didn't have that she never paused to notice what she did. Her mother's sacrifices, once invisible, became painfully clear. Every late night, every extra shift, every quiet moment of care, all of it was done out of love and to provide Naira a good life. Naira started helping more at home, asking her mother about her day and even asking for a piggy bank to start saving. But her biggest realization came during a birthday party hosted by Sia, one of the most popular girls in school. Sia's party had everything: music, decorations, a huge cake and a crowd of people. For the first time, Naira was invited. She felt excited and nervous as she walked into the party in a favorite modest beautiful dress. At first, it was fun. But as the evening began, Naira noticed that everyone seemed busy trying to impress each other. Conversations were short, laughter was loud but empty, and the smiles didn't reach anyone's ears. At one point, Naira overheard a few girls whispering about how simple her dress was. Her excitement vanished. She realized then that being in a room full of people didn't mean you were not alone. The next day, Adhya was waiting under the tree. Naira sat beside her in silence. "How was the party?" Adhya asked. "It had everything," Naira replied, "but it felt like nothing and I felt lonely." Adhya nodded and said, "Sometimes we need to see and understand where true happiness belongs, in materialistic things or by being surrounded with people who love and care for you." Later that month, the school held a Friendship Day event where students were asked to share what friendship meant to them. Most students spoke about the number of friends they had or the gifts they received. But when it was Adhya's turn, she stood up and said, "I may not have many friends, but I have one, and that's enough. Naira is my friend, and that makes me feel rich in ways I can't explain." Adhya had so much love for Naira because in a world that had taken so much from her, Naira gave her something back. Genuine friendship without pity. Naira never looked at her with eyes full of sympathy. Instead, she treated Adhya like a sister, like someone strong and not broken. Seeing Naira feeling so overwhelmed, Adhya thought of inviting her to her place. She asked, "Would you like to come to my place and play?" Naira replied to her saying, "Of course, I would love to." Both of them reached Adhya's house, and as soon as they entered, Adhya's grandparents were so happy to see Adhya bring a friend for the first time. They were so excited that they kept on feeding the girls with snacks and drinks. For the first time, Naira felt the warmth of home and the happiness of having a family. She was so lost in the world that she did not realize it was already past 8. She told Adhya and her grandparents that she needs to leave as her mother would reach home and she'll get worried if she won't see her at home. As she was about to leave, Adhya's grandfather told her to wait for a moment and went to the backyard. When he returned, he gave her a little present and told her to open it after she reached home. As soon as she reached, she opened the present and it was a cute little Barbie doll carved from wood with Naira engraved on it. The doll held more value than any other luxurious toy others had. It was not just a doll for her. It was Adhya and her grandparents' warmth and love. The simple wooden doll was filled with emotions. That moment she realized that having Adhya as a friend is a true blessing for her. Years passed. Naira and Adhya remained best friends through college and beyond. They had made a pact on the last day of the school. No matter where our careers take us, we will at least meet once in a week. They pursued different careers. Naira became a writer, Adhya a teacher, but they never grew apart. They celebrated each other's wins, stood by each other through losses, and stayed connected in small, meaningful ways that mattered. One day, Naira sat down to write about the most important lesson of her life. She thought back to her younger self, the lonely lunches, the quiet mother, the handmade toys, and that one friend who changed everything. She wrote, "True wealth isn't in the things we collect. It's in the people who bring us peace, the memories that warm our hearts, and the moments that teach us to count smiles, not things." And she meant every word.
So, weaving stories where these students want you to relish and live through the experiences being shared. we have another resilient heart, bringing you some more joy. Presenting the story titled Relish the Little Things, we introduce you Miss Aliza Khan, a bachelor student specializing in broadcast production at Vishwakarma University.
Priyanka, a well-known art director in the field of advertising, loved by many with her talent sought by several advertising companies, was living a great life. At least, that is what she thought. She worked from 9 to 5 and did more than just what was required. Being a perfectionist, she never backed down from a challenge. But little did she know that this exact stubbornness of hers would lead her to a life-altering situation. The more we learn about Priyanka, the more we realize that she has her own secrets, which she has yet to uncover. Priyanka was on a team with Jai, an assistant art director who was known for being lazy and taking credit for others' work. Sadly, Priyanka and Jai were known as the office rivals. No matter how hard Priyanka tried, she was hardly given the same credit as Jai. She would be better than him in several aspects of work. Priyanka's company signed a contract with a well-known sports company that was releasing a new section of sportswear that was comfortable to all. She and her rival Jai were made to work together on a campaign for a newly signed company. If the campaign went smoothly, they would even be given a chance to direct and design an advertisement that would fit the campaign. This project felt like a breakthrough for Priyanka, as it gave her finally the chance to direct the advertisement. She worked hard to come up with great ideas for a campaign, but unfortunately, she felt as though she kept hitting a wall, as though her ideas were not good enough or did not fit the theme. She kept thinking about, would she even shoot this? Priyanka was stressed because of the time limit. Now, she was skipping sleep and having too much coffee, while Jai, on the other hand, was taking things lightly. Despite only 2 days remaining before the deadline, he had not even started working on an idea, let alone anything else. This obviously made Priyanka more stressed. Being a little naive, even though she knew what Jai was like, she did not realize just how bad he really was. She continued offering him help, whereas he refused and scoffed every time. The night before the pitch presentation was the most stressful for Priyanka. She was up all night finalizing her idea and creating the perfect presentation to showcase her idea. In the morning, as Priyanka was busy preparing for the presentation, Jai looked calm and was not preparing for anything. This made her suspicious, but she ignored it. After 10 minutes, they were both called in to present their ideas. Priyanka decided to go first. She took a deep breath and presented. The whole room applauded upon her ideas. She was certain that she did a good job. Next was Jai. He went on smirking at Priyanka. It felt like he was taunting her. Once he started presenting, Priyanka realized what his smile meant. She sat silent but shocked. Jai had presented one of her ideas which was discarded earlier. Jai made a few changes to prepare the final version, but every other detail was what Priyanka had created. Priyanka was in utter shock and disbelief. How did this happen? I threw that draft away, she mumbled to herself. Upon finishing, Jai got a bigger reaction than Priyanka. This shocked her because she could not stand to see her idea getting stolen right before her. She took a long breath and yelled, "Listen!" and gained courage to continue calmly. "The idea Jay spoke on is not originally his. He stole it from me. I have proof as well." She pulled out her notes, showing the draft of a stolen idea. She also compared styles to prove that it was in fact her who created it. But unfortunately, instead of understanding her or taking her side, she was belittled. She was told that she was being unprofessional for bringing up such a stupid matter, even though it was not a big deal. No one took her side. And once again, Jai got credited for work that was not his, Once again, her idea was stolen and she was denied the credit for it. And to further hurt Priyanka, her boss looked at her, saying, "It's such a disappointment that you made such a big fuss out here. This is just so disappointing." Enraged, Priyanka yelled, "I quit!" Now, everyone's eyes are on her, and in fear, her boss begged her not to, knowing that this project would fail if Priyanka left. But Priyanka stood strong on her decision and made her choice. She packed all her things and left. The next few weeks after she left, it felt like utter pain. She started to re-evaluate her life and realized that she was so caught up with her work that she never smelled the roses or looked up at the sky. Her head was always in work. She didn't even know what her favorite color or song was. From then on, she decided to make a change, to stop focusing only on work and to take everything one step at a time, to enjoy each day instead of wondering why things are so difficult. She wanted to enjoy the rain or sleep properly. She promised herself that she would create these changes which she aspires to see. She continued to live completely, feeling the essence of every action and devoting time to herself too. She realized how important it was to take care of her health, her body, her mind, and also her soul through meditation. 2 weeks later, Priyanka received a call from a very well-known production house. They heard that she had quit and were trying hard to get in touch with her. Priyanka asked them, "Why did you wish to talk to me?" They responded stating that they wished to hire her. They said that they love her talent and work ethic, which is why they would want her on their team. They offered her a position of the creative director in the company with a much higher salary and more benefits. Priyanka was overjoyed and immediately agreed. She finally got hired at a better place where she was valued. In the end, she did thank her previous company for making her realize that there was more to life than just work. The entire situation made her realize that there were no gaps in her talent or aspects incomplete within her, but it was the people in her previous company who lacked morality and self-confidence. It was them who were incomplete, not her. Now Priyanka loved her new job and enjoyed her new life. She was well appreciated at her workplace and her talents were constantly rewarded. She enjoyed reading, listening to classical music, realized the smaller things and appreciated the change. Like her, for everyone else too, it's good to stop sometimes and enjoy the view. Life is not always about worrying, thinking about what's next. Sometimes one should stop and see the sky or smell the flowers. Change and growth is inevitable, so enjoy the beauty that comes with it.
Ever wondered how focusing on little things, or sometimes just shifting your focus, that makes you perceive the world can change the very essence of your experiences? Indeed, it can. Continuing the heartfelt sessions, we do have 6 more adventurous stories in the next 4 episodes of Kaleidoscope, featuring the storytelling series called Resilient Hearts. You may share your feedback at prasaran.pune@gmail.com. Stay tuned for the next program.